morning, Facebook family. I hope you can hear me. Please stay tuned for the Saturday morning motivational moment inside of the new artist profile on WNRR Gospel.
You got 10, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Hey, can you turn that off?
It's a picture. It was more than that? It was all that, right?
I'm so down. I just, you know what? I just want to throw in the towel.
Need some motivation.
I just can't take it. I need somebody
My.
to help me out. I didn't get my coffee. I didn't have my donut. What am I going to do? Debate? There's somebody in the house who can help me out.
Yes, she is.
So who is it?
Priscilla Gary.
What's going on?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good Saturday morning to you.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Very good.
So, Tony, do you need to be uplifted?
I do.
And inspired?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Well, you're tuned in to the Saturday morning motivational moment.
What was
Yes.
that? What was that?
That was me attempting to get some bass in my voice.
Okay, all right.
And you're supposed to be my friend.
Yeah.
Laugh at me on the air.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was good. That was
Yeah,
really
that
good.
was almost low as debate.
You know, I'm trying to learn to do voiceovers or something. I don't know. Good morning to you.
All right.
Good morning.
Yes, yes.
So let's see what we can do to get you uplifted and inspired.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping this is going to be helpful for you. It's going to be an encouraging word, but also just a very important reminder for all of us here today and to all of our listeners. And just want to talk about how important it is for us to be mindful
Mm-hmm.
of what God is doing in our life.
Oh, yes.
And to not miss moments to truly be a blessing in the midst of being blessed ourselves. A lot of times we get caught up in the hype of what God is doing in our lives, and in some areas we become negligent. So just want to read through this, and you know how we do. We'll go ahead and have a little dialogue about this conversation. So just be mindful not to get too caught up in seasons of being blessed. Don't miss out on God's true intent for you. He wants us to be a blessing for others. But some mistakenly think God's favor is just for us individually. When we see increase, we sometimes forget to return the favor. But perhaps it simply means there's a test in session. If so, will, would, or did you pass? The easy answer to that is to just simply ask yourself, who have you blessed today? God is in the blessing business.
Yep.
All the time. He does some amazing things in our lives that we all know that we don't deserve. Yet he sees fit to grant and release things to us and, you know, in this life. And it's all with the intention of being a blessing to others. He never gives us a blessing with the intent of keeping it to ourselves.
Yeah.
And a lot of times he uses us by blessing us to be a blessing to someone else. But many times we do. We get caught up in the hype. We're excited about the things that God is doing, and we forget about others. We even forget about the people that are right in our midst, our friends, our family, because we're so consumed by all that God is doing for us. And it's just so important to remember that sometimes that in itself is the test. The test doesn't have to be a stressful situation. A test doesn't have to be God allowing things to happen in your life in a negative way or to be perceived as such. Sometimes the test that he gives you is to see how much he can trust you by giving you increase.
Wow.
How do you handle that? What do you do when God is blessing you? Are you blessing others? Or are you only worried about yourself? I think that's so important because we see it happen all the time. And just as easily as God gives, the Lord can take it away.
Oh, yeah.
If we can't handle it. We can't expect for him to continue to enlarge our territory, increase capacities, and et cetera, all the beautiful rhetoric that we like to put to those things. The simple statement behind all of that is just be a blessing. Be a blessing, especially when God has blessed you. Be a blessing to others. You've got other blessings that are locked up in those moments that you encounter others as well. Blessings don't stop.
So true.
Yeah, we've got to do our part. And I think it's so important. What we see in society right now, just from my perception, is the haves and the have-nots, right? There's such a gap between mid, upper class and lower class. There's a huge gap there, but why is that so?
Yep.
Some would say that it's systematic, and some of it is. But we can't blame everything on the system.
Yep.
Some of that is our fault. We have to be willing to accept the accountability of what it means to understand that we are required to be a blessing to others.
Wow.
We haven't always been in situations and always been postured in
Sure had.
in the areas that we are. We've all had our challenges, and we continue to have those challenges.
Yep.
Yet and still, when we see others struggle, how do we respond to that? What do we do?
Yeah.
Are we doing our part? Or do we even care?
Sometimes we act like we don't care.
Yep.
Many. I wonder if it's an act anymore.
Let me ask you this question. And as you were talking about favor just a few minutes ago, I don't like when people say favor ain't fair.
Okay.
My. The backstory, right?
All right.
Oh,
I mean, and I know no shade to Young Saint if he's listening. He got a song called
Good
Favor Ain't
morning.
Fair. You know what I'm saying?
we love you.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't like that.
I think it is
Why not?
fair.
Why not?
Because, all right, God already has the roadmap for your life, D-Baby.
Okay, got
For
it.
your
That's
life,
right.
Priscilla,
That's
for
right.
my life, okay? So if he allows me to be blessed exceptionally in this area,
Yeah.
that's because that's the roadmap he had for me.
That's
Sure.
right.
If he allows me to do more than you, I can't say, well, favor ain't fair, D-Babe.
Got you.
That's his roadmap for me. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, and then that's like a competition to me.
Okay.
When you say
Ooh, there you go.
favor ain't fair.
Right.
You know, who we competing with?
None of us
Sure.
are more favored than any.
It's no
There is no
respect of a person.
Right. It's all about God's purpose and plan for your life.
Right. So when crazy things happen, that is like what you think may be like really ridiculously blessed. You know, which things do happen with
Right.
people where it's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Well, favor ain't fair. No, that's just his plan for your life.
Absolutely.
And we also have to be willing to look through our lens and try and see God in situations, because sometimes there's a lot of deception that goes on as well. And I
Yep,
believe
yep.
that God reveals his truth to his believers, to his people, so that when the deception shows up, you won't be fooled. Oftentimes, especially if we're watching things on social media,
Yeah.
there's
It's very deceiving.
You can posture, push, promote, pimp yourself.
Like you got it going on.
And you
Yep.
can force your
Yep.
way into position because
Sure.
it's just a platform. It's not
But at
real
the end
life.
of the day, you force your way into position, but you still broke.
And you can't force your way. And you can't force your way into God's will.
Right,
No, you
right,
can't.
right.
So behind the scenes, you're
You're sure.
broke,
You're
busted,
broke,
disgusted, right? And
be
you can't
trusted.
say the struggle is real. Yeah, the struggle is real, but hey, that's another topic for another day.
I just
I get it. I get what you're saying.
I ain't feeling that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because, it ain't no
Favor.
competition.
I think favor is fair. It's
Yes.
fair because God has a plan for each of us. The challenge is being willing to accept
Right.
whatever it is that God has for you. So many
Right.
times we look at other people's lives and
Right.
we think that that's what we want to do, but if that's not what God has called us into, then we're never going to be satisfied in that area, nor is he going to give us the same favor. He
Yep.
doesn't give, me, for example, I can't get over there and work that system the same way as you. Now, you have the skills and the gifts that God has given you. You could probably teach me. But I could never be you. I could never be you. And I agree with you, and that kind of gets my blood boiling when you talk about the whole thing about favor isn't fair, because favor is fair. You don't know what people have to go through to get to the place where
It's
they are.
earned.
You don't
They earned
understand,
it.
right? You don't know
Yeah.
how much God has already put them
Yep.
through
Yep.
to get them to where they are today. And the funny thing about this whole notion of favor, when you just said something that was so profound to me, talking about how people, it almost becomes competitive. And people like to say, stay in your lane, because that's what people do when they don't understand you, or if there is that competitive nature going on. We have to learn to appreciate one another.
You
Yep.
see, that's
Appreciate each other, support each other.
I don't compete against anybody
I don't
who's doing a
either.
similar platform than me. I
Because
applaud
yours is
them.
yours.
Sure.
Right. And mine is
Big
mine,
ups.
you know.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, some
You know
people
what I'm
drive
saying?
automatic, some people drive a stick. I got 6 clutches and gears, and I know how to shift them. So I stay in my lane, but my lane is wide, and
Right.
hey.
Right. Well, I mean, I just
You know?
just applaud. You know,
Yeah.
I was watching Facebook Live the other day with DJ Jesus Beats.
Yeah, yeah.
And I pick up the Jesus Beats in Savannah, and he was saying that we need to support each other.
Absolutely.
We do.
You know, we don't support each other's brand. We don't support each other's thing because we feel like if I support you, then people are gonna see you more than they see me.
Sure.
And isn't
But
that a
big dummy,
shame?
if I'm supporting you, babe, don't you think they're gonna see us both?
Exactly.
You know what? I'm going to talk
You know
about
what I'm
that
saying?
today at
You know what I'm
the
saying?
next speaking engagement. That's one of the points of business that I'm going to talk about because that's critical. It's critical to your success.
Yes.
Yep.
And furthermore, again, sometimes our blessings are tied up in each other, but we never discover them because we can't get past ourselves.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
And like I said, God can bless you, and then He can also hit pause too
He
when
can
you don't know what
definitely
to do with the
pause.
things that He's giving you. You gotta let Him have His way.
I
Yep.
think favor is just favor.
Sure.
I
It's
do
not
too.
fair. It's not unfair. It's just what it is.
And it's available and accessible to all of us.
Right.
I really do believe
Yeah.
that. But, you know, at the end of the day, the Lord knows our heart, regardless of what comes out of our mouth. He knows us.
Right.
So He knows
So
what
because
we
that's like
handle.
this like nah, 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 nah. You know,
Right,
and I know that when people say they tell me something in my
It's
back just like curdles up, and I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
want
Can you do that one more time for us?
Nah, 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 nah.
You
wanna-
see his face.
Turn around and look at that live and do that to them.
Nah, 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 nah.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Like, you know, I'm like, really? Come
Yep.
on.
Yep.
Ooh,
Oh,
ooh, I almost messed up. We talking so much music, baby, I almost stopped.
good.
But yeah. But anyway, you know what? Thank you so much. We could have talked a little bit more.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yep.
keep supporting and
Um,
being a blessing. That's
Yeah,
what we're
man.
gonna
Just do what you do,
Important.
and everybody
Yes,
just
sir.
love on one another.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. Give your social media information real quick.
Easy breezy. Priscilla Gary on all social media outlets, and also you can go to PriscillaGary.com and take a look at the Positive on Purpose Life mobile app on Google
Oh,
Play
yeah.
and
Oh, I
iTunes
hadn't
as
seen
well.
that yet.
Big
Yeah,
thing.
I'm still doing a few things to it, but it's out there. So
That's
just
what's up.
Priscilla Gary. You know, I like to keep it simple.
That's what's up. Thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back after this commercial break with some jazz music for you. Nicole Thrower, Jesus and Jazz, and then Barbara Kelly out of Ben Dunquick.
Oh, yeah.
I like that one.
Yes, sir.
We'll be right back. Music from artists such as I forgot
Shauna
the music
Harris.
bed just ended.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Saint, don't get mad.
Hope you guys can hear us, Facebook family. Young
My man,
Saint,
Claude
Tony
Dukes.
D says.
Don't get mad, Saint.
Don't
You
get
my
mad.
boy.
We love you. We love you.
I just
Mwah.
don't like that.
And I hope you guys can hear the sound on
Branches
that.
of Destiny.
Thank you for watching this video. Now make sure you tune in to WNRR Gospel 1380 AM every Saturday morning between 8 and 11 AM for the new artist profile. You can catch me at 9 o'clock. But in the meantime, D-Bake, Tony D,
Yeah.
can you say, have a great day?
Keep it
Make
G-rated.
a great day.
Have a
That's
great
right.
day.
G-rated and have a great day.
Yeah.
Download our app, WNRR Gospel.